Yes, hello friends and investors. This is Amon Ray and welcome back to my channel, Cebu Bohol Homes. And for today's home talk, we'll be talking about the most recent earthquakes that happened in the world. So the most serious one is a 5.1 magnitude earthquake that struck North Carolina, which is felt hundreds of miles away. That happened a day ago. So we have this posts from USA Today, Volcano Discovery, and the Washington Post. And just today, there are earthquakes as well that was felt in our island in Bohol, in the Philippines. So let's get into the details. From Capital Weather Gang, I searched it through Google. 5.1 magnitude earthquake strikes North Carolina, and it was felt hundreds of miles away. The quake is the strongest to hit the state in more than a century. A preliminary 5.1 magnitude earthquake occurred near Sparta in northwestern North Carolina at 8:07 a.m. Sunday, close to the Virginia border. The quake rattled the Carolina Piedmont but was reportedly felt as far as Atlanta, part of Tennessee, Washington, and Ohio. It appears to be the strongest North Carolina quake in more than a century, since the 1916 quake that struck near Asheville in Buncombe County. That quake was also probably 5.1 or slightly stronger in magnitude. The Sunday quake is the strongest tremor in the mid-Atlantic since the 5.8 magnitude event on August 23, 2011 in Mineral, Virginia. There were some reports of minor damage in the vicinity of Sparta, including items tossed off shelves at a grocery market and belongings shaken off their purchased the top shelves and shattered. Some power outages also were reported. Sunday's quake occurred at a shallow depth, estimated at 2.3 miles deep, according to the U.S. Geological Survey, which has been revising this number, amplifying the effects felt on the ground. Earthquake surface waves, the kind that produce the shaking we feel on the ground, travel farther on the east coast than in the west. That's because the crust east of the Rockies is less fragmented and more consolidated. While rumors did briefly circulate on social media, Sunday's quake did not appear to be associated with hydraulic fracturing or fracking. Initial data suggests that quake was from an oblique reverse slip event. Reverse faults are fractures in Earth's crust that occur at an angle. Ordinarily, one block of crust is displaced vertically above the other. The higher fault, known as hanging wall, is forced up the lower foot wall. Reverse faults feature the buildup of compressional stress. And the Rocky Mountains and Himalayas were formed as a result of reverse fault process. Thrust faults are a type of reverse fault in which the interface between two blocks of crust is closer to horizontal than it is vertical. That, in essence, causes one plate to slip beneath another. Sometimes the blocks slip laterally alongside one another while one moves beneath the other. That appears to be the case with Sunday morning's event, making it an oblique reverse slip. And in the Philippines setting, as we all know, the Philippines lies along the Pacific Ring of Fire, which causes the country to have frequent seismic and volcanic activity. Many earthquakes of smaller magnitude occur very regularly due to the meeting of major tectonic plates in the region. The largest was the 1918 Celebes Sea earthquake with a magnitude of 8.3. Wow, that was very strong. And the deadliest was an 8 magnitude earthquake that was in 1976, or the Morro Gulf earthquake, which killed about 5,000 to 8,000 people. That's a lot. So a little bit info about the Ring of Fire from Wikipedia. It's also known as the Rim of Fire or the Circum-Pacific Belt. It's a major area in the basin of the Pacific Ocean where many earthquakes and volcanic eruptions occur. In a large 40,000 kilometer horseshoe shape, it is associated with a nearly continuous series of oceanic trenches, volcanic arcs, and volcanic belts and plate movements. It has 452 volcanoes, more than 75% of the world's active and dormant volcanoes. About 90% of the world's earthquakes and about 81% of the world's largest earthquakes occur along the Ring of Fire. All but 3 of the world's 25 largest volcanic eruptions of the last 11,700 years occurred at volcanoes at the Ring of Fire. The Ring of Fire is a direct result of plate tectonics, the movement and collisions of lithospheric plates, especially subduction in the northern portion. The western portion is more complex, with a number of smaller tectonic plates in collision with the Pacific plate from the Mariana Islands, the Philippines, Bougainville, Tonga, and New Zealand. So in Bohol, as we can remember, that strongest earthquake that happened in Bohol in the recent years was in 2013, and that was a 7.2 magnitude quake. That was last October 15. So yeah, we were here in the house during that time. So for now, it's reported by DYRD. It's a leading media outfit also in Bohol. There was a mild quake that shook some parts of Bohol. It was at a magnitude of 2.1. So it struck near Sagbayan town on Monday afternoon. The Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, or PHIVOLCS, said the tremor was recorded 8 kilometers southeast of Sagbayan at 4:44 p.m. PHIVOLCS said that the earthquake was of tectonic origin and hit at a depth of 33 kilometers below the ground. So those are the latest earthquake information in the world as of today. So let's just all pray that there's not too many quakes, especially now that we're still having this COVID-19 pandemic. So stay safe, everyone, and that's it for our home talk for this episode. Bye for now.